Good morning, everyone. This is Isabel from Autism Untouched. It's Monday here. I know I haven't been uploading a lot of videos, but I really felt on my heart this morning, and as you know by now, if I want to share something, I'll share it. I'm probably going to share Matthew's story quite often with everyone. Sometimes you might learn something new, and because I know my videos, the reason why I'm making these videos, as you know, is to show you the potential and the power that is in your attitude towards your autistic child. I feel that if I share my journey with Matthew, I am empowering other people. It's one thing to read statistics about doctors and specialists and therapists on the internet. It's one thing to Google things like that, and some, you get these professional videos. My videos, as you can see, is just amateur. It's just a autism mum, really. But the point is, I'm talking from experience. I have first-hand experience because my oldest son, who is 28 now, oldest, he was on the very high end of the spectrum, never diagnosed, but I knew after he had a speech delay, so he had speech therapy starting when he was 5 years old, but he never had the same diagnosis as Matthew. Matthew, the one that's 7 years old, my son, he had a severe autism diagnosis. Now, I shortly just want to share with everybody, people that might not have watched my videos, if this is the first time you watched it, the diagnosis that that Matthew has, that's 7 years old. When he was 3 years old, he was seen by a specialist, a psychiatrist, an occupational therapist, a speech therapist, and a physiotherapist. Yeah, and collectively they made a severe autistic diagnosis. I was told by the pediatrician that he has got low muscle tone, and it is actually so bad that he is going to battle to hold a pencil, cut out with those scissors, getting himself dressed. They told me that I must expect challenges when he's going to be potty trained and so forth, and it was just not good. Sometimes, in a way, I'm sad that my oldest son was never diagnosed. He struggled in mainstream school and was traumatized, but on the other hand, he was also came out so much stronger, and he is learning. He's doing a social work degree, and he's learning to help other people that have struggles like he did, and to overcome his anxiety, because anxiety is a big part, I think personally, of an autistic person's life, because they are under constant pressure to impress people, to act normal, to fit in a world that is not like their world, that they have in their head, the way they see things. So yes, in that way, it's a challenge for him, but he's overcoming that. And my passion is to show parents of autistic kids and even autistic individuals who might not have had the support like my oldest son, or the tools as a child, or be understood by the adults that were in your life about why you are the way you are. Maybe you've been traumatized. It's never too late. That's what I want to tell you. If you are an adult autistic person and you are watching these videos, I want to tell you, my oldest son went through many struggles. He had severe anxiety. He had problems with alcohol and drugs, but he overcame it. It's not impossible. Today he is clean, he's sober, and he has got his driving license, he's got a car, and he goes to college. He's got a part-time job. So never ever give up on your dreams, and never think that you are beyond an age where you can't reach your goals and your dreams, because it is possible. If you haven't got support, try and surround you with people that are accepting of the way you are, and will try and encourage you, not discourage you. So back to Matthew. This is what about, I would say, about a year and a half ago, I had a change of mind, and this is what this journey is about. And what I'm sharing to you is the original severe autism diagnosis that I got for Matthew uh, was something I actually challenged. When he was 5 years old and we moved to a much larger city, I took him back to a new specialist, and he was seen again by a behavior specialist, a psychiatrist, a speech therapist, a occupational therapist, and a physiotherapist. And he then was enrolled in a special needs school. This is the second special needs school he is attending now. So the diagnosis was very much the same. I think I've got a B in here, but it doesn't matter. I'll let him out now. The diagnosis was very much the same. It was told to me that I must never get my hopes up that Matthew will ever be verbal, because by then he was 5. He was making noises, more noises than earlier. Like you could hear it. It was sounds that was starting to wanted to form words, but it wasn't quite there yet. The first time I heard Matthew say "mum" was when he was over 6 years old. So you can imagine. But let me tell you, I'm not, English is not my first language, but I want to explain to you what actually caused Matthew to start talking, to start doing things that I was told he would never be able to do. He was going to struggle with. I had a mindset change. I'm not one of those crazy people that don't believe in medical science. In fact, I did a lot of research, and what I'm saying to you is this: respect the professional opinions that you get. Try and work with the medical professionals, the therapists and the doctors in your child's life. But at no point must you accept that what they tell you, that is going to define your child's future. Because that's the mistake I made. Because when I had the first diagnosis, like I explained to you before, I was completely autism illiterate, you can say. You can put it to you that way. I had no knowledge of autism. Everything that I was told to me by doctors. Well, I could look back and see some of the characteristics, some of the things that I saw in my oldest son's life was present in Matthew's behavior as well. But Matthew was definitely much more severe, because he had ADHD, and when we had to go for doctor's visits, it was a nightmare. Dentist visits, therapy visits. He just wanted to run away. He didn't want to be there. He tried escaping. It was a constant battle to get him to sit still. What changed? What changed? Number one, you know what made the world of difference, I would say, was my acknowledgement of this is where Matthew is at the moment. I acknowledged that he was different. He had autism as it was diagnosed. But I came to the point where I started seeing that believing everything everybody says is going to basically put chains on Matthew. It's basically going to handcuff him. If I have to believe everything every therapist, psychiatrist, and pediatrician and doctor tell me. So, I decided, out of my own, as a parent of an autistic child, I decided that he's an individual and I'm going to believe that Matthew is going to be growing every day, talking more. I'm going to find ways to help him to conquer his challenges. I did not have a lot of money because I'm not working. Since he was born, I've stopped working. I'll tell you more. I'll make another video about that. I made the choice that I cannot go back to work because for the first few years, Matthew was not able to go to a normal kindergarten because of the fact that he was trying to run away and they could not take care of him. It's as simple as that. But I decided I'm going to test some methods, trying new stuff that the teachers haven't tried, that the doctors haven't tried, the specialists and therapists haven't tried. I'm going to find a way to help Matthew to express himself, because that's half of the problem, is when a child cannot express their needs and their feelings, it leads to anxiety and it leads to fear and frustration. And then they find it hard to learn anything new. So I decided, I had a mind change up here. I'm going to be positive about this. I'm going to stop listening to all the other voices and all the other opinions. Everybody's got an opinion. I'm going to focus on him. And I started doing a research on what it is that is wrong with him. Researched on autism, researched on low muscle tone, and I started changing his diet. I started changing the routines he had, because he was not getting enough exercise due to the fact that he is in a special needs school and they don't get the amount of exercise and outdoor time that normal neurotypical kids do. So I had to make sure that I dedicate my life to him, to see him through these years while I try and not lose myself. That's why I'm saying these videos I'm making is for the autism parents, for autistic people out there. I'm sharing my life with you. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely don't have everything, got it all together. But I can share with you. And some of you might have professional jobs. You might have a lot of, you're wealthy. I'm not there yet. I had to start learning ways to budget and to start generating my own income, because I knew I couldn't go back to work. Some people can go to work. I don't have the support network of family or grandparents that a lot of people have. My parents died long before Matthew was born, and so I really had to start dealing with things on my own. That's why I'm saying to you, when you're watching this video, we're going to do this together. We are going to learn together. What I learn about autism is what I'm going to share with you. I'm not reading things in a book anymore. I'm not reading up on the internet anymore. I'm focusing on practical things to do with my son. And in the videos you can see what I've done. how I've changed his diet. And I've told you guys before, I'll make more videos about it. But it's the small things that I changed that made the big changes. Because today, Matthew is, I would say it's about a year and a half since he said his first word. And I have found ways. You don't have to worry about what other people think. There is a lot of, don't stress out if you can't get the resources and the things that you think your child needs. Because I was like that. I believed if only I can get that app and that thing and that supplement, I was there. That everybody was bombarding me with information, things I can buy, supplements, and things I can try. And at the end of the day, you actually worry and make yourself more anxious than anything else. I decided that my biggest asset, your biggest asset, is your faith in your child. Your biggest ally is you. You have to believe in yourself as a parent, and you have to believe in your child. That they can do better, that they can adapt in this world that we're living in. And the most important thing is for us as parents of autistic kids is to teach our kids to take care of themselves. And that is baby steps. From teaching them to go to the bathroom, wash their hands, wipe themselves, to feeding themselves, to being able to make a sandwich, things like that. It is the small things at the end that gives them the courage to do the bigger things. So stop. Just stop trying to please everyone. Stop trying to reach the goals that other people have for your child. You decide as a parent, what is it in my gut? What do I feel in my gut, in my heart? What is important for my child to succeed in life? What do I want for my child? Because as a parent, you will know what's best for your child. No caregiver, no teacher, no specialist, no doctor knows what is best for your child. They do have professional opinions, but at the end of the day, that gut feeling that you have, that idea that you have, should I try this with my child? That's what's going to work, because that's what worked for me. And I'm making the videos about it. Simple exercises, simple things that I taught my child to do. Those are the things that I teach Matthew. And you know what? He's talking. He is dressing himself. He is eating by himself, bathing himself. He is learning to tidy up his play area, to bring his toys inside. Those might be things that you think it's completely irrelevant. But let me tell you, it works. It's giving your child a sense of accomplishment if you give them something to do. It's different from having rotation and tasks at school. Things they do in therapy. It's called life skills. Our autistic kids needs life skills. Thank you for listening. I also wanted to tell you guys, I am on Facebook. I'll spell my name for you. It's Isabel Nagel. So it's IZABELLENAGEL. You can send me a friend request if you want to. If you ever want to talk about your child, ask advice, or even share with me, please don't share with me anything that you want to sell me. I'm not interested. I've really tried a lot of things. And at the end of the day, it, that doesn't cure autism. Nothing's going to cure autism. And that's why I'm making these videos, because especially in New Zealand, where I'm living, stuff like weighted blankets and sensory toys and compressed clothing for low muscle tone, it is ridiculously expensive. And I used to beat myself over the head and think, I'm depriving my child of getting him everything he needs. But you know what? That is nonsense. I don't have any of those things that I was told would benefit him, and it could probably benefit him. But I'll be honest with you, at that point with me not working, I couldn't afford all the things that everybody was advising me to buy. But I used what I had at my disposal, and I used what I could afford, and it did the trick. Point is, I didn't spend a fortune. Matthew is using supplements. I've made a video on that for you guys, and he's doing very well. He is making progress every day. And it's not me that's so wonderful. It's just that I've been following my heart and being kind to myself. I've stopped criticizing the way I do things with Matthew. You can see the things that I use, the tools. I believe in visuals. In science, I believe in practical exercises to do. I believe in letting Matthew help with chores and help with all sorts of things around the house. I believe in physical exercise. And me, myself, like I've said, I've dedicated the past 7 years to Matthew. Only very recently have I decided to start working on my own weight loss journey again, trying to start my own business, restoring old furniture. And I'll tell you all more about that in another video. My main goal for this channel is to help parents with autistic kids, to show you the progress that Matthew is making by doing simple exercises, by doing simple things, to show you that yes, he is having speech therapy, he does have occupational therapy, physiotherapy, but it's more than that. There's more you can do for your child. And if you don't have access to all of those things, there's things you can do for them. Because I'm telling you, no child is beyond help. Thank you for listening. This is Isabel from Autism Untouched. Bye-bye.